Online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and Fox Sports Radio has teamed up with Tire Rack this summer to give away a set of 4 tires every 2 weeks through August 25th. 3 lucky winners will each receive a set of 4 tires from Tire Rack, plus vehicle installation, taxes, and fees valued up to $1,500. To get all the info and official rules, visit foxsportsradio.com. Make sure to enter daily for your chance to win. Furnished by Tire Rack, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
This report is brought to you by Salvation Army's Day of Giving, August 21st. Get more details at salvationarmyaustin.org.
Good morning. If you're traveling on the northbound side of 35, be look out for some major slowdowns. We have an issue right at Palmer that's taking up 2 left lanes. Traffic right now is slow as you approach in from right around Breaker. That is adding over 30 minutes to your drive right now. Meanwhile, over on the westbound side of the 290 service road, we do have a minor collision causing some slowdowns right at Springdale. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check on your Austin traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
We need your help to protect your right to AM radio in your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time's running out. Please text the 2 letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop, a message from the station.
What's up? I'm Miles.
Hey, and I'm Jara.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich is how the flavors come together. First, I taste the smoky grilled chicken, then the pepper bacon with that maple bun, added with the sweet heat and the pickles.
I'm really sold on the pickle. It meets you in the middle with the sweetness and the heat.
It's spice-tastic.
Yum-licious.
Flavor-istic.
The sandwich of the summer. The Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich.
Order the Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Oh no, stomach issues again? Stomach issues? Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Cam found out that group chats between different phones aren't private.
Or encrypted.
Thank you. We only text in code.
Yes, which I created. I created a code.
Yes. Which can be a little annoying.
Wait, was that your attempt at the code?
You already forgot the code, didn't you?
I should have written it down.
The place to safely send messages between different devices. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Get into summer with iHeart80s. iHeart80s goes commercial-free this weekend and every weekend. Open the app, search iHeart80s, and start listening now. Free never sounded so good.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I volunteer with United Way to help the homeless in my community learn computer skills and build a basic resume. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBETAM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Hardge Knocks Live with Mike Hardball Hardge.
Good morning, Pflugerville, H-Town, and of course, Dallas, Texas. This is the Hardge Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. A way back Wednesday edition of the Hardge Knocks Life right here on Sports Talk, Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. What a wonderful day, because guess what? I got a chance to go to the All-Star game, and we'll break it all down for you. First time in my life, as a professional baseball player, I went to the Major League All-Star game. Very cool time. Today is the big day. That's right, folks. That's right, folks. Your Texas Longhorns, along with Alabama, Mississippi State, and Florida. That's right, Florida will be here taking the stage, and the anticipation is getting greater and greater. All-time great for the Alabama Crimson Tide, George Teague, will join me at 7:40 to talk all things Roll Tide. And I want to ask him a little bit about, the Dallas Cowboys, because he was a former player for them. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman got moved back just a little bit. I wanted to let him sleep in since he's going to be here all day. He'll be here at 7:55 and at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Guess what, folks? Your boy did it. I'm going behind enemy lines. I'm going to have Billy Lucci on. That's right, boy. Billy Lucci of Texags will be joining the show, talking all things Aggies, Texas Longhorns. The rivalry is back, and his thoughts on the SEC and Texas joining the SEC. I'm your boy, Hardball Hardge. My man Khalil is back in the studio. My on-site producer today is my boy Cam. And, of course, Terry Fox, our program director, is in the house. Khalil, you told me just a little while ago you watched the All-Star game for the first time. And what was the only reason why you decided you wanted to watch the All-Star game?
Paul Skeens, baby.
Did he deliver what you thought he was going to deliver? Was it good for you? Was it bad for you? How did it all break down for you?
It was absolutely fantastic. He did not disappoint whatsoever. I love watching him pitch. He's a phenomenon. I haven't seen anything like it. And I don't think the world's seen anything like it probably in the last 20 or 30 years or so. So I just love it. I enjoy watching pitching more than hitting. So I know I'm a bit of an oddball.
You definitely are an oddball, because I don't like looking at pitchers at all. I want to slap the ball all over the yard and get done with them. The American League wins 5-3, big home runs. But I want you to hear this one, because we got a little video that we're going to post a little bit later on the AM 1300 The Zone page on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're following us. And I want you to listen to the one and only Shohei Ohtani.
It's incredible.
It's this ball hard, way back to right field. Soto doesn't even move. Ohtani has homered in the All-Star game.
Let me just tell you this. As Craig Way, if you listen to this station, I know you do, appreciate you, but Craig Way, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, has always told you how big of a fan he is of the LA Dodgers. And Cam and I were sitting by Craig when Shohei Ohtani got up. Everybody obviously had their cameras up because it's Shohei, and you're looking at him and you're like, man, this dude is one hell of a specimen. But then you expect the home run. You expect a big at-bat. And Craig was like a kid in the candy shop. He was so excited. He got to see a home run by Shohei. And not just a home run. It was a big fly. And we all were sitting next to each other. And Cam first thing said, Soto didn't move. Soto didn't move. Cam, what was your takeaway from the All-Star game?
Well, it's funny because Khalil said he was there or he watched because of Paul Skeens. I was there because of Paul Skeens' girlfriend. So, but also my first ever Midsummer Classic, and man, what an experience! A fun night. Thanks for bringing us out last night, Hardge. But just Ohtani, Ohtani. I mean, as soon as he comes out in the field, it's like, man, he looks like he is 6'9". He looks like Goliath out there compared to some dudes, and the way his stance is, and shoot. That ball came off the bat. You just knew it was gone.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the best sound right off of it, too. And it was like, oh, he got that one. But did he? And then you find out it's over 400-foot home run. A special shout-out to my boy Barrett Nicholson. He gave us a ride, drove us there, got us great seats at a perfect angle on the front row. I mean, it was outstanding. There were so many people there. I got to see my old manager, David Joust, and his wife, Billy. I got a seat run into the Amadeus boys. They were there at an Oscar from the Round Rock Express. And then I got to run into LaTroy Hawkins. I know you were looking like, who is he talking to? Former big league pitcher LaTroy Hawkins was walking around the concourse. So it
Rafael Palmeiro was out there too.
Rafael Palmeiro. We got a chance to say hello to him a little bit. So it was a really, really cool experience. And I know we were disappointed we didn't get a chance to go to Home Run Derby, but being able to go to the actual All-Star game, get there in time to see the national anthem. Oh, my God, Cody Johnson, the way he sang that national anthem was totally different than the way that that young lady sang the night before. And then we find out, I talked to some people that were there, that she was literally inebriated.
Yeah.
And her people let her go out. She should fire every single person that was in there that made the decision to let her go out there and sing. But nonetheless, we had a great time. The AL wins again, as always. But, man, what a fun time.
It was fun, too, for me, Hardge, as a Rangers fan, because you had Pudge come out, you had Nolan Ryan come out, and, of course, Adrian Beltre, who will be inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in 4 short days. They brought out a horse and buggy for him on the third base side. He walked out. He got to throw out the first pitch of the game. Just a blast, overall blast. It was fun to see the standing ovation. It was cool to see Direction Profar, who, of course, was a former first-round draft pick by the Rangers some time ago. Now he plays with the
San Diego Padres.
With the Padres, and
first-time All-Star of 11 years.
11 years, and last year, Hardge, it looked like he was possibly going to be out of the league, and he comes back having a fantastic year. So awesome to see him come back to what used to be his hometown of Major League Baseball, that is, and play, of course, Simeon and Seager and Kirby Yates all got in the fun last night. So a really fun experience.
The home run to win the game was hit by Jaron Duran, who ended up being the MVP. You and I were standing in center field, and all we heard was crack, and then we turned back, and then we got to see the angle too because of where we were. That ball was absolutely crushed. What a great experience. If you never got a chance to experience anything like that, take the time to go out there and check it out. The ballpark was fun. There was a lot of activity that was happening. Such a great time for the Midsummer Classic, our first one that we've ever went to, and we had an absolute great time. You'll hear more about it from Craig Way, I'm sure, this afternoon from 2 to 5. We've got a busy day here at AM 1300 The Zone. Texas is in the building, folks. Texas will be in the building along with Alabama. New coach, Kalen DeBoer. We got a lot of information from yesterday that we're going to give you, but what an absolute pleasure to be here. Day 3 in Dallas at the Omni, 2024 football kickoff media days for the SEC. We're just getting started, folks. We're going to have a lot more to get into, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back right here on the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Of course, the Nike headquarters are in Beaverton, and the Texas women's team and several of the other teams that were there were able to have off-site practices at the Nike headquarters. But they did have one regulation. You could not wear another branded sneaker and walk into the building.
I would have been like, well, I guess I need a new Nike pair then.
And they said our store is right over here.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Summer is the time to let loose, turn up the tunes, and share sweet moments together. And M&M's are the perfect treat for any time. Chilling by the pool, jamming at the barbecue, road trip sing-alongs, and everywhere in between. So grab a pack from your local retailer and pass them around today.
This report is brought to you by Salvation Army's Day of Giving, August 21st. Get more details at salvationarmyaustin.org.
Good morning. If you're traveling on the northbound side of 35, be on the lookout for some major slowdowns. We have an issue right at Palmer that's taking up 2 left lanes. Traffic right now is slow as you approach in from right around Breaker. That is adding over 30 minutes to your drive right now. Meanwhile, over on the westbound side of the 290 service road, we do have a minor collision causing some slowdowns right at Springdale. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check on your Austin traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Get great savings on all your favorite items at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get half gallons or 12-count cups of Bluebell ice cream for $4.97 each, and Lucerne 18-count large eggs or General Mills cereal, selected varieties for $1.77 each.
Experience no-stress savings at Henna Chevrolet.
I was looking for a new Silverado and just assumed I'd get the same deal wherever I went. But after one extremely pushy dealership that wouldn't budge on price without talking to multiple managers, I went to Henna and was shocked at how friendly and easygoing they were. Plus, I saved thousands and actually enjoyed the experience.
Low pressure, lower price. HennaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
This summer, it's rosé all day at Cover 3 and Cover 2. Enjoy a refreshing glass of Dow Rosé for just $8. All day, every day, all summer long. Available at all locations. Cheers to the endless summer vibes at Cover 3 and Cover 2.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
Are you worried about hair loss, receding hairlines, or thinning? Get ahead of hair loss with Happy Head. Happy Head is the leader in dermatologist-prescribed hair treatments. Get the strongest concentration of prescription ingredients available on the market. See results in only 3 to 6 months with Happy Head. Get started with 60% off your first prescription order today. Get ahead of hair loss with Happy Head. Prescription products require an online physician consultation and only available if a physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and important safety information.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? There are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine, is helping patients just like you with cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know steroids, surgery, and pain pills are no longer your only option. QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore your mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative, cellular treatments for your achy joints. This is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation now. 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
Hey, Cam, mind sending me over our new Wi-Fi password?
Oh, sorry, Mitch, you can't be trusted.
What?
It's your phone. It's different than mine.
Cam! And I thought I was a judgy one.
No, it's just messages between different devices aren't encrypted.
Okay. Since when do you know about encryption?
I know what encryption is, and it's because I'm the last line of defense against any would-be Wi-Fi thieves.
Cam, come on.
Okay, fine. I'll send it somewhere more private.
Thank you.
Safely send messages between different devices on WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Mom, it's school shopping time.
On it. Ooh, Target has select supplies like crayons and glue sticks for 25 cents, plus markers for 50 cents.
Next, my new Rockstar vibe means new clothes.
Ooh, Ooh, totally. These graphic tees are $6 and made to last.
And a strawberry lunch bag to match my sweet personality.
Got it. And it's only $5. Let's get your favorite Good and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school.
What's up, Central Texas? It's Hardball Hardge, and I have to talk to you about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy in Hutto. Get $9,000 off of Blazers, $5,000 off of Malibu and Equinox, $12,000 off of Silverado 1500s. The Coverts have been doing it since 1909, and they've loved being part of the community. So head over to covertchevyhutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy in Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Tell them Hardball Hardge sent you.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
It's almost here. Team USA is headed to Paris, and iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of the games, plus NBC's top Olympic moments and live hourly updates from Paris. Bring the summer games with you everywhere you go. Download the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates from Paris. Only on iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. We're back to the Hardge Knocks Live. Zone with Mike Hardge. Follow Hardge on Twitter and Instagram at Hardball Hardge.
Welcome back to Dallas, Texas. The Omni is the site for day 3 of SEC Media Days. What a time to be alive. Let me just tell you what we have going on for you. In the next segment, we'll have George Teague, former Alabama All-American and former Dallas Cowboy, will be joining us to talk Roll Tide. He's really excited about that. He's got a lot going on, and he's going to tell us about everything he's doing here in the Metroplex as well. We'll be having some conversations a little bit later with Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman as he prepares for SEC Media Days, his first SEC Media Days after being in the Big 12 for the Austin American-Statesman for quite some time. Also, we will have Jim Nagy of the Reese's Senior Bowl. He will be joining us at 8:17, so make sure you tune into that because we're going to talk a lot about the Texas Longhorns as they make their way to Dallas, Texas today. A lot of good stuff going on, and of course, Billy Lucci of Texags will be joining us at 8:40. Today's a big day. There's a lot of conversation that's going on about the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, Florida Gators, and of course, the Texas Longhorns. The Texas Longhorns were part of the conversation yesterday as there was a conversation about, hey, let me ask you this. What would the penalty be for a horns down situation? That has been running all over college football. We talked about it in the Big 12. Well, now this has been addressed in the SEC. And we had the conversation, and there was a lot of people that were not necessarily up in arms about it. But why is it that we're still talking about horns down? Number 9, Khalil.
We've talked a lot about that.
in our officiating group since I've taken over in the 2020 season. And to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm asking my officials to use a framework of judgment where the act to be a foul needs to be in one of three buckets. It needs to be taunting an opponent. It needs to be a travesty of the game, or it needs to otherwise compromise our ability to manage the game. What's a travesty of the game, right? It's just a phrase. I asked my officials, the act itself needs to be offending to the senses. If you took that act out of a football stadium and did it in a shopping mall or a grocery store, would it offend the senses to a majority of the reasonable people in the area, right? That signal would not, right? You might have some people that share that signal with you if you did that at a grocery store or in a shopping mall, depending where you are. So it's very much, we're going to evaluate it in context. I could see a scenario. I want to be very cautious about using hypotheticals, right? But I could see a scenario where an opponent of Texas makes a big play in celebrating with his teammates, possibly going back to the sideline. They're giving the signal. It's not taunting. It's not making a travesty of the game. It's not affecting
And that is why you continue to look at this and you're like, what in the world is going on? You can't ever look at it as the horns down being a problem. You can't look at it as an horns down being an issue, because it never was an issue. I think the issue is when everybody starts talking about it, and then all of a sudden you get a penalty and it just kind of changes the narrative of the game. And somebody that I want to talk to about this is my man, Mike Griffith. You are part of Dogs Nation. You have done a lot in understanding what this is all about. When Texas and Oklahoma are joining this league, there's a lot of conversation about it. And then yesterday, the conversation about horns down creates this narrative that people really care. I promise you, the players and the people of Austin, Texas, when it comes to the Texas Longhorns, don't really care about horns down. I don't understand why people make a big deal of it.
I'll tell you why. Because we've been here before with the Florida Gators in the Gator Chomp.
Oh.
And it's a thing. And in fact, I remember a Tennessee-Florida game. I want to say it was 2017 when a running back scored a touchdown and did the Gator Chomp and got a 15-yard penalty. He didn't do it in anybody's face. He scores a touchdown. He runs out of the back of the end zone. He does the Gator Chomp. The flags come out. And so everybody's sensitive about this.
Right.
And then let's just be honest about this. There's a lot of people in the SEC that are worried about Texas. The resources at Texas, Steve Sarkisian, the recruitment of Arch Manning. And listen, I know Quinn Ewers is the guy, but getting Arch Manning was a statement. They beat Alabama and Georgia for this kid.
Right.
I mean, and I don't know what Arch will ever be. I know he had a great spring game. I had the bloodlines clear. I covered Tennessee, know all about Peyton Manning. Eli Manning did amazing things at Ole Miss. Maybe if the Manning family like Lane Kiffin more, they had a chance at this kid. But the fact that Texas pulled this guy was amazing, and it was a statement, right? Now everybody said, Texas is back. Oh, we've heard this. But listen, I saw it firsthand.
Right.
I saw Texas beat Georgia in a Sugar Bowl, and that was a very good Georgia football team that Sam beat that day. That was an inspired effort by the Longhorns. I was in Tuscaloosa last year when Texas beat Alabama. I was standing there at halftime with David Cutcliffe. Yep. I said, well, here's what's going to happen. Here's how Alabama's going to come back and win this. Quinn Ewers pitched a no-hitter. These throws, well, his completion percentage over 15. Hey, I don't care what the numbers are, guys. I'm seeing and I'm believing. This guy's hitting it downfield. And A.D. Mitchell, I saw what he did for Georgia. Alabama fans said, we thought we got rid of this guy. Now he's at Texas beating us.
I love it.
So, and the Horns were controlling the line of scrimmage. This isn't supposed to happen in Bryant-Denny Stadium. I want to say, was it the first non-conference loss for Saban and Bryant-Denny since 2007, perhaps?
Bingo. You hit the nail on the head.
And I've got to see it. It's like you got to see this thing. You keep waiting for the zombie to come back to life, and Texas would not give Alabama any air. Now, why did that filter down to me? Because that kept Georgia out of the playoffs.
Correct.
Transitive properties. Alabama beats Georgia by 3 points. Texas beats Alabama. So even though Texas might have sputtered a little bit later in the year, really curious loss to Oklahoma. You guys are going to have to explain that one to me. And
we're still trying to figure out those answers too.
And then some close games against teams that really shouldn't have been a close game.
Right.
And I'm thinking Texas isn't one of the 4, but you know what? They got that win over Alabama, and you cannot take that win away. And Texas deserved to be in the playoff because of the job Steve Sarkisian did going in and beating Nick Saban. So you say to yourself, if they can go into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama, what are they going to do this year?
Right.
Because Nick Saban's gone. Now we've got October 19th circle.
Everybody does.
There's some conspiracy theories here. Now, this F1 race, what in the world are we doing, guys? Are they trying to keep the Georgia fans out of Austin, Texas? Because they can't get a hotel room. Georgia fans are driving from 8 hours away to see this game. How in the world does this happen? The only saving grace for Georgia is that you got Oklahoma the week before.
Yep.
And can Steve Sarkisian in Texas get up 2 weeks in a row? And if they can do that, I will tip my cap to the Texas Longhorns, because that is going to be the ultimate challenge to play a rivalry game against Oklahoma, a revenge game at that.
Yep.
And then play the Georgia Bulldogs the very next week.
I'm glad you brought that up, because, by the way, I love your intensity, because that is something that we're trying to get people to truly understand. Walking into this SEC is a gauntlet. It is every day. It is a week to week, every single day. And Kirby Smart talked about that, about humility. You can be humbled week to week in this SEC, no matter where you're playing at. But I wanted to ask you something, because you brought up the Georgia game a few years ago when Sam Ehlinger was the quarterback. The word on the street was everybody didn't want to play in that game. There were some guys that were out, and it didn't just mean as much to Georgia as it did to Texas. Fast forward, same situation, same scenario. They're left out of the playoff. They go and beat the snot out of Florida State. Message sent by Kirby Smart about no matter who the opponent is, no matter where we're playing, we're showing up every single day.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because that story has been so underreported. And I'm sorry for the Florida State Seminole fans. Get your Kleenex boxes, wipe your tears. Look, what happened that day was an opt-in mentality versus an opt-out mentality.
Yep.
So, this whole concept of, Florida State was left out of the playoff and boo-hoo-hoo, these transfers that aren't bought into the program opted out. Well, guess what? Did you know Georgia was the first number 1 ranked team in the college football playoff to lose in the last game and get knocked out of the playoff? I mean, heck, we saw TCU get in after they lost their chance. But because of, again, Texas beating Alabama, right? This was an aberration. Now, the Georgia fans, the Georgia players, they had how many, 7, 8, 9 NFL draft? They could have packed their bags. But these are guys that were brought into the program, that went through the program, that played for the G. They lost out on their opportunity to three-peat, and they wanted to make a statement. Florida State, a lot of those transfers, they didn't care. They were there for the money. Unfortunately, the national media focused on all the opt-outs, and this is a problem, and what are we going to do about it? And right in front of their eyes was what you were going to do about it. You were going to build a program that had buy-in, that had guys playing for one another, and that's what Georgia has. That's what Kirby Smart's done. They have a certain level of elite expectation, and they'll tell you, hey, Georgia's not for everybody. When recruits go to Georgia practices, Kirby is on the loudspeaker all the time, calling out players' names, trying to embarrass them, trying to piss them off, trying to motivate everybody. Hey, you need to run to your drill. Oh, look at that. You just got beat up. Recruits, what are you doing on my sideline? Put your cell phones alone. You're supposed to be here. He's calling out recruits.
Yep.
That's not supposed to happen.
Yep.
You're supposed to be serving these guys cake and cookies and making them feel special and giving them all gas, no brakes, neck bands like Sark does. And what a great trademark that is.
All gas, no brakes. And I asked him, I said, hey, what's your message going to be? Because he said after the playoffs, he said he was obsessed with it now. And I was like, what's your message going to be? I said, you started off with all gas, no brakes. He said, that is never going away.
I love it.
That is never going away.
Sark is a gangster. I love this guy.
Yep.
You know, John Calipari's kind of that guy in basketball. Sark is so slick and so smooth. When he went into those SEC spring meetings this week, this summer, he owned it. He belonged. It didn't look like the first year, oh, we're just happy to be. No.
Yep.
We're here. We're Texas. We're built to win this league. And he says it in a way. It's not cocky.
I don't believe so either.
It's just matter of fact.
Yep.
This is how he's built this program. Look at this guy's resume. Look at this guy's resume. He's coached under Pete Carroll. Those USC teams to this day, I don't know if anybody beats 2004 USC.
Yep.
Sark's in the middle of that. He's coached in the NFL. He's built a program at Washington. He's coached under Nick Saban. I saw him light up Kirby Smart defense.
Yep.
2 first-round pick and the number 33 pick, Eric Stokes and Tyson Campbell. These are 2 of the best rising corners in the NFL. And I watched Alabama and Sark absolutely shred them with Mac Jones, who I'm still not sure is really worthy of being.
Exactly.
Quinn Ewers is every bit as good as this guy, by the way.
No
so
doubt.
he can win a national title. So Sark is an X factor. Texas Resources is an X factor. And to your point, I hope the Texas fans understand, you say, well, you like my enthusiasm. Let me tell you, you can grab a beat writer from any team in this league, and they're going to have the same quote unquote enthusiasm, because it's a level of buying when you know your subject, and you got to know it.
You got to know
because
your
these
subject.
fans know their stuff, man.
Yep.
So you better be the encyclopedia. You better have a doctorate in whatever team you cover, and you better understand what moves the needle.
Right.
And at Georgia, it's this Texas game, and I know that upset a lot of Alabama fans when I said this. Look, Kirby's not worried about Alabama.
Yep.
He got October 19th. Kirby knows what's coming October 19th. He's gone against Sark before and got lit up. And if Ewers plays like he did against Alabama, they're not going to lose a game. Now, I'm going to tell you, week to week to week.
Yeah, it's every week.
It's going to be different.
Yep.
It's going to be more physical. And if Texas has some of these games where they don't look like, and they got away with a few of those last year.
Yes, they did.
They'll get beat.
Yep.
And I don't think Mississippi State's going to do it. I think, my goodness, what a schedule did the SEC. Mississippi State and Vanderbilt, those are two worst teams in the league.
Yep.
I think Texas plays both of them, right?
Yeah, well, that's what we're good planning.
But
Good planning.
But you got A&M at the end, and Elko strikes me as three-dimensional chess. This guy can do some. So Texas, this is exciting. I'm so glad Texas is in the league. I want to see these resources. I want to see the horns up, the horns down. But I'm gonna tell you, the reason it's a big deal is because a lot of SEC teams are really nervous about it. They're scared because Texas control, even though they didn't win as much as they should, they had all that political cloud. And the question is Texas going to come in and only people say, oh, no way. I said, okay, yeah, take a look around. Where are we, guys? We're in Dallas, Texas for SEC Media Days. The first year this team's in the league. They're bringing and what a show they put on. Thank your Cotton Bowl people.
Yep.
Best hospitality ever. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's going to leave Texas feeling real good about this till the Longhorns come to their stadium and they got to face them.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Griffin of Dog Nation. Appreciate you, Mike.
No
Thank
doubt,
you.
man.
Appreciate you. We're going to be in contact. We're going to be in contact a lot.
This is going to be great,
because
man.
this is going to be fun.
Yeah, man.
When we come back here on the Hard Knocks Life, my man George Teague will be joining us to talk Bama. We'll see how it all works out right here on the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Your Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone show hosts are looking good. Want to know how we know? It's time. Because the Hardge Knocks Life and the Craig Way Show have live video streams, faces for radio, and the digital screen.
It's main event time. It's going down.
Find us on Facebook at AM 1300 The Zone. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Longhorns basketball plays here.
The Mitch driving in for the slam dunk. Fake the pass, hit the jumper. Longhorns on a 17-1 run here. Hunter wants to make it 20-1. He does! And Shedrick knocked it loose and came up with a steal. Leaves it for Aismas. In the Mitchell. Slam dunk. Great team basketball. The steal by Shedrick.
Longhorns basketball plays here. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
This report is brought to you by Salvation Army's Day of Giving, August 21st. Get more details at salvationarmyaustin.org.
Good morning. If you're traveling on the northbound side of 35, be on the lookout for some major slowdowns. We have an issue right at Parmer that's taking up 2 left lanes. Traffic right now is slow as you approach in from right around a breaker. That is adding over 30 minutes to your drive right now. Meanwhile, over on the westbound side of the 290 service road, we do have a minor collision causing some slowdowns right at Springdale. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check on your Austin traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Get great savings on all your favorite items at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get half gallons or 12-count cups of Bluebell ice cream for $4.97 each, and Lucerne 18-count large eggs or General Mills cereal, selected varieties for $1.77 each.
Ready to get a new car but don't know where to go? Well, I can tell you where to go. Start out with a phone call. Call Apple Leasing. 346-9977. Go, hey, I want to trade in my car and I wanted to get into something new, something bigger than what I have right now. And they'll be, all right, cool. What do you think you want your monthly payment to be? And from there, you're off and running with Apple Leasing. It's that easy. You can get any make, you can get any model that you want. And if you haven't driven a brand new car for a long time, wait till you see the technology they have now. It's amazing. Call them today, 346-9977. I promise you, it will be the easiest auto transaction you ever have, and you will be a repeat customer. Leasing a car makes a lot of sense. You only pay for the part of the car that you actually use. Payments are lower when you lease than if you were to finance. Call Apple Leasing today, 346-9977.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors. InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to inventhelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at inventhelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. inventhelp.com.
I want to invite you to our summer event here at Steel GMC in Round Rock, the home of a real deal on our entire GMC lineup. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager of Steel GMC. Here's your opportunity to upgrade to a professional grade GMC from Steel GMC here in Round Rock. Here are just a few of the real deals you'll get with Steel GMC. Drive a 24 GMC Acadia Elevation for only $345 a month. Or drive a 24 GMC Terrain SLE for only $187 a month. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. We'll help you find the perfect professional grade GMC with hundreds of satisfied families. I promise you'll get a real deal here at Steel GMC. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at steelgmcroundrock.com.
Shop us first or shop us last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. For Black men, that stat is 1 in 6. When prostate cancer is caught early, it's highly treatable. But because most men have no symptoms, it's vital to talk to your doctor at your annual visit about prostate cancer screening. Not sure where to start? Go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Remember, it's your life. Go to pcf.org today.
Cover 3 on Anderson Lane is the perfect venue for your special event. From a relaxed buffet, fancy plated meal, or a custom cocktail reception, Party Planners Denham and Katie will help you host a fabulous party. Reserve your event today. Go to cover-3.com. That's cover-3.com.
How many times a day do you compare yourself to others? Or wish your life looked like someone else's? We all do it sometimes because it's easy to envy friends' lives on social media when you only see the good parts. But you know what they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. And in reality, nobody has it all together. Online therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, like that career goal you set your sights on, or that relationship you want to grow, or that daily habit you want to get into. Because your best life is always better than the idea of someone else's. BetterHelp makes therapy more accessible and less overwhelming with affordable online sessions that you can do anytime, anywhere. That's why over 4 million people have used it for mental health support. So stop comparing and start living with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/rightchoice today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rightchoice.
Hi, this is Tom McKay with Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 36 years making sure they are not. For those of you who have not experienced our services yet, we'd like to invite you to give us a try for all your home electronics needs. We carry all the major brands of televisions and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores. And we come to you. There's no need to leave your home to find great pricing and incomparable service. No traffic, inexperienced sales geeks, or pushy showroom tactics. We believe in having some fun and dreaming big. You have a dream for your home entertainment? Let us know. We can make it come true. And we are always there to help after the job is done. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. No, not those family members. I'm talking about the ones you actually like. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then, when you have a moment, give us a call at 255-8678. That's 512-255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
At the game tied at 3, Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran smacked a 2-run homer in the 5th to lift the American League past the National League to win the All-Star game in Arlington. Yordan Alvarez walked in his lone plate appearance. Rookie Harrison Ingram dropped in 12. Spurs knocked off the Pelicans in Summer League play in Vegas. The Texans report to training camp today at Houston Methodist Training Center. I'm Ronza Moss.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
You're listening to Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We're back to the Hard Knocks Live on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone with Mike Hardge. Follow Hardge on Twitter and Instagram at Hardball Hardge.
You know, when you get into the SEC, you get a lot of heat. We just talked to Georgia Bulldogs. Now it's time to roll damn tide. We are joined right now by my man George Teague, former Alabama defensive back, safety, playmaker, and of course, he got an opportunity to play for our Dallas Cowboys. Good morning, George. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. You started me off working my peripheral vision and everything. Got me going, man. So it's great to be here and be able to talk a little bit of football.
I love it, man. We've known each other for quite some time, and the last time Texas played Alabama in Austin, we got a chance to chop it up. Last year, Alabama, Texas wins, and I didn't hear from you.
Why you got to throw that in there? You didn't say nothing about Bama winning the first one. Why you got to throw
That's why I had to flip it back the other way. But now we are brethren. We're in the same conference, and I'm really excited about it. But you're somebody that has been with Alabama for your entire career. You know what it's all about. We've got it on a taste here and there. What are Texas fans needing to understand about this SEC life that we're about to be a part of?
Well, first I would say that welcome to the SEC. I think this is a really great addition. I did not think the same thing when Texas A&M came, so
I got you. I appreciate that.
But you guys are already about this life, the SEC life, what you guys did last year, the way the team played and performed. I think you're kind of built, ready to be in this. What are your fans going to want to see? There's not a team, there's not fanatics about it when they travel and they're going to, the Alabamas that they've already done, but other places, you're just going to see an atmosphere that is so intense and fun. That it just makes it a little bit different because it's so physical. It's so the rivalries start when you're not even rival teams.
Right.
So it's just really good football, man.
So I'm excited about it too because of the different atmospheres, to your point, the different cities that people aren't used to going to. But to your point, that is hit the nail on the head. It's the fact of the matter that every game matters. Yes. Like the saying, it just means more. That's something that it meant a lot in the Big 12 because you wanted to be at the championship. You wanted to be in it. But now this is the Mecca. This is where everybody's always talked about SEC this, SEC that. Well, now you're part of that. And week to week, you're in for a battle. And if you're not providing the depth, which Alabama used to have all the time, and they still do, Georgia has created that. Yep. Texas has worked that way. And other universities are trying to do that as well. That's how you survive in this conference. You've got to be built to play week-to-week football.
And you have to stay consistent with it. So, you may, in some conferences, you may be able to be the top dog all the time just because you're getting all the recruits and things of that nature. With this, it's so competitive amongst the coaches, the players. Everybody's in everybody's zone,
right?
Or recruiting area. You can't take a day off and just think, I'm going to be all right. I'm Alabama, I'm Texas, I'm Georgia. No, it is a consistent 12-month battle outside of just playing the games.
Yeah, and we're talking to George Teague. Make sure you follow him at Teague Football on social media. We'll get into a little bit of that and let you know what he's got going on. But Alabama's here today. You know, everybody's talking about Texas, but hey, there's an old guard that's been in this thing for a long time, and Alabama's been at the top of the heap for a while, but a big change. Nick Saban is no longer there. We see Nick around here all day pretty much as he's one of us now. But now you got Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer has come in. He has the kryptonite for Texas so far because of what he's been able to do the last 2 times that he's faced Texas. But what are Alabama fans expecting from Kalen DeBoer, and what was your thoughts when he was hired as the head coach?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a great hire. You can't – I mean, trying to step into Nick Saban's shoes is
very tough.
Be unbelievable by anybody. But, you know, anytime you can get the guy that was just in the championship and playing at that level, I think that is a great hire to ease everyone's nerves in the fan base, that kind of thing, right? I think it's going to be great from what I've seen and that the conversations I've actually had with him. He's done a tremendous job of talking to former players and kind of let everybody know what's going on, how is he going to react, meeting the whole staff, and they're fired up and they're pumped up and ready. Is he ready to play SEC football? I think that's what we're going to find out.
Right.
You know, pretty early in the season. So there's definitely excitement. He's been able to stay on the recruiting trail, stay in the, you know, doing well there. And now Western Kentucky, that first game, I know it ain't the biggest one, but it's a big one in the eyes of the fans on how we actually look.
Right, and that's important, and I'm glad you brought up that too. And somebody that's caught a lot of flack is my guy Jalen Milroe, excuse me, not Monroe, Milroe. Jalen Milroe was somebody that I wanted at the University of Texas. When he was being recruited by the University of Texas, I was on point. I was excited about it. I thought that was money. Then all of a sudden they got Quinn Ewers. And he was like, well, if you're going to get Quinn, I'm going to go somewhere else. And Sark recruited him to Alabama. And fans last year were kind of on him. They saw what they had after they let other people play. How good is this young man, and can he be that next quarterback to lead Alabama to a national championship?
Man, the guy is really, really good. If you watch him in this spring game, too, you did see improvement.
Yep.
As good as he was, we knew there were some faults. How well could he throw the intermediate ball or even the short ball? I did a lot of film work on just seeing where he was deficient at.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw improvements in the A-Day game. So what has happened between then and now is probably even going to be more critical. And that's one of the things that I kind of want to ask today, you know, is really what part of his game has he focused on the most to make that jump? Because DeBoer is going to require him to have more pre-snap reads. You know, the mental aspect is going to have to be different, where he just can't just take off, even though we wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. You and me both. I'm like, hey, I don't know why people get mad at him running. He looked pretty damn good when he's running the ball.
So the guy is phenomenal. I think this can be a serious defining moment because, you know, he's going to have to face competition.
Yep.
You know, overall, on saying how good are you compared nationally to the rest of the quarterbacks in this class,
and especially in the SEC, because the SEC is where all these quarterbacks that are on the Heisman list are hanging out. So week in, week out, I've always said, if you don't have a quarterback, you're gonna have a problem. And every team in this conference seems to have a great quarterback. Before I let you go, man, I want you to tell the people what you got going on. You have so much stuff that's happening in this community in Dallas. And how good are our Cowboys going to be, man?
Oh, yeah. So first I'm going to say, man, you know, my day job, right, got my air quotes up, is I'm an athletic director at John Paul II High School here locally in Plano. Love it. Love working around the youth, you know. But I get to do some highlights like this. I got a podcast, Teague Steak Podcast. We shoot on Wednesday nights. I got to get you on. I'll be able to come talk some more SEC football.
Absolutely.
But I'm an analyst, an NFL analyst for CBS Texas here, WNSP in Mobile, and on Dallas.com, DallasCowboys.com. So I love talking football all the time. And so when you ask me about the Cowboys, it kind of hurts a little bit because I'm a big fan of the Cowboys.
Me too.
And I'm worried, man. I'm worried. I'm worried. We got too many studs that aren't signed yet. You know, and I know it's been a talk forever. What are we going to do with Dak, CD? I just think when Jerry Jones said push all the chips in, it's time to show up now because he's gonna have to push them chips in.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's got to push those chips in and go ahead and pay these guys. Don't let CD hold out too long. You're gonna have to pay Micah, so it is what it is.
There it is, my man George Teague. Make sure you follow him at Teague Football, and of course, you'll find out what he's doing because he's doing a lot. Thanks, George. I appreciate you. And when we come back, we got Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. That's right. He gonna break it down, talk all things Longhorns, and I got to ask him what he thought about the All-Star game last night. Right here on the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Back in the mid-90s, doing some high school football at the old Pirate Stadium, Wiley. To get to the booth, you walk through a bathroom, and I just got the equipment hooked up, and the guy calls me on my cell phone, and the guy said, "Did you get hooked up?" I take the second headset, and I clamp it around the toilet bowl with the microphone pointed straight. I said, "See if you can guess where I am now." I flushed the toilet. He goes, "Yeah, you're there. Okay, all right."
Only on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
This report is brought to you by Salvation Army's Day of Giving, August 21st. Get more details at salvationarmyaustin.org.
Good morning. We are still seeing some heavy slowdowns northbound 35 right at Palmer. Stalled 18-wheeler has 2 left lanes blocked, so traffic gets stacked up back past Breaker. That'll be adding about 40 minutes to your drive. Meanwhile, southbound on Mopac, we have a stalled vehicle right at B Caves Road. That's going to have the exit ramp blocked. I'm Ryan Silva, not to check around your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Air conditioning problems? Call Abacus. You can get free estimates and lifetime warranties on select Lennox equipment. And right now, save $3,000 on select air conditioning systems. If you want the best, call Abacus. You can count on us.
Are you dealing with arthritic joint pain, and is it keeping you from doing the things that you love? Do you have bone-on-bone pain that you need some help from? Hey, listen, this is Mike Hardball Hardge, and I want you to go check out my friends over at QC Kinetics. They're exciting new cellular therapies that can help you get long-lasting relief. QC Kinetics can help patients like you every single day. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with this restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. This is the future of medicine. There's no steroids, no surgery, no pain pills, and there's no downtime. So all you have to do is call my friends over at QC Kinetics right now at 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. with locations in Austin and Round Rock.
If someone offered you $500 for 10 minutes of your time, you wouldn't believe it. But if they work at Henna Chevrolet, it's true, because 10 minutes is all it takes to drive from CarMax to Henna, where you're guaranteed to get $500 more for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal within 7 days, and you'll get $1,000 more guaranteed. So come get your money at HennaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Get into summer with iHeart80s. iHeart80s goes commercial-free this weekend and every weekend. Open the app, search iHeart80s, and start listening now. Free never sounded so good.
What's up, Central Texas? It's Hardball Hardge, and I have to talk to you about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy in Hutto. Get $9,000 off of Blazers, $5,000 off of Malibu and Equinox, $12,000 off of Silverado 1500s. The Coverts have been doing it since 1909, and they've loved being part of the community. So head over to covertchevyhutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy in Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Tell them Hardball Hardge sent you.
Injectable TRT messes with your family jewels. Double your testosterone with one daily oral dose. Testosterone Protocol by MaximusTribe.com uses a non-suppressive powerhouse blend that increases testosterone up to 2 times. Enhance your mood, improve your body comp, boost your energy, maintain fertility without deflating those jewels. At MaximusTribe.com. Get $100 off Testosterone Protocol using code RADIO100 on MaximusTribe.com. Results may vary and outcomes are not guaranteed. Claims have not been reviewed by the FDA, and Maximus does not claim to treat or prevent disease.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studio, this is KBETAM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents The Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
A message to Mighty Hardball Hardge. Text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Now back to the Hardge Knocks Live on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
We did an audible on going by with George T because that time at 7:40 is normally for my man Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. But let me tell you this, man. He has been one of those dudes that has been around this stuff for a long time. He had an awesome tweet the other day where he said, I went to bed as a Big 12 reporter and I woke up as an SEC reporter. He is the one and only Danny Davis. Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and as long as no coach calls me a grand wizard today, I think I'll be fine. But looking forward to today.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy when we got that quote. I was like, ooh, that looks a little like he's throwing some shade there, especially from somebody that has been in Oklahoma before. So it was very interesting to see how that plays out. Danny, this is our first SEC Media Days. Yeah, I've been here since Sunday. You guys got here last night. It has been exactly what I thought it was, except for the fact I thought it would be a little bit crazier. You know, you've seen it on TV. I thought there was fans. I started walking around in between these moments when players and coaches were arriving, and I saw fans sitting outside, but it wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. What is your expectations today as the show really starts, as the Texas Longhorns and Alabama Crimson Tide are rolling in today?
I don't know if he was here when you got here, since you were here really early, but there's a young man, and by young in his 50s, down there, all decked out in Alabama gear. Alabama super fan. He said he lives in Mississippi or something like that and travels to all these things. So today, since Alabama and Texas are here, maybe a little bit crazier. Maybe some of the fans come out and show their true colors. I don't know if there's a lot of Vanderbilt fans who care, and maybe that's why Monday was a little dull, but I think maybe today is going to be a little bit more intense.
The energy is about to pick up, as they like to say, like Jim Ross. I've been quoting Jim Ross all week. Business just picked up. And so Texas has been getting a lot of the conversation. But yesterday, Kirby Smart took the podium. The conversation was about the speeding tickets and what they're doing to address those types of situations. I'm not asking you to save the world or put that in perspective, but that is something that needs to be addressed, because these young men who are being not represented, but getting these cars, getting these situations to where now they can just pretty much do whatever they want. We have to find a way to ring this in, because eventually, I mean, as a father, and you are one yourself, you understand the responsibility, what it is to have a vehicle. Recklessness and being able to do so is never tolerated. But in football, it seems to be, he said he's making some changes, but do you believe those changes are being effective?
I don't know. And I go back and forth, and I think my opinion has changed a lot over the years. And actually, it was Micaiah White. It was probably 6-7 years ago when she got her DUI arrest. I'm not sure exactly what responsibilities the coaches have Jarrett didn't suspend her. She got internal punishment, and I remember when that happened. We were kind of all up in arms, and I think Kirk wrote a column about her needing to be suspended, and I was kind of outraged by it too, and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, is it fair to punish the entire team for someone's mistakes? Is it fair for the coach to take his best player off the field, especially in a sport like football, where there's a very small margin of error as far as wins and losses and stuff like that? And you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and you're putting your job security on the line. Like, I feel sometimes this stuff needs to be taken care of by the local authorities. Let the judicial process take care of itself. And if Kirby wants to run these guys a little bit ragged in practice, or figure out some kind of internal punishment, or have them do a lot more community service and stuff like that they're not getting paid for with the NIL appearance fees and stuff like that. Maybe that's a more appropriate punishment than suspending them. But I don't know what the exact proper way to handle off-field stuff that doesn't include the serious egregious crimes. I mean, some of the stuff's get out of here and don't come back.
Right.
But I just don't know exactly what reckless driving equates to on the field, or a DUI and stuff like that. Obviously, those are serious things that shouldn't be done. But I just don't know if suspending them and casting a judgment on the coaches for not suspending them. And Mike Gundy obviously got a lot of grief for the Ollie comments a couple weeks ago, but I don't exactly know if that's a mistake. Ollie Gordon's his best player, and he's paid to win football games.
No doubt.
Not paid to be a dad.
Hour number 1 in the books. Hour number 2 right around the corner. Danny Davis will be sitting in with us from the Austin American Statesman when we get back here on the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the audio-visual consultation studio, this is KVET-AM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Okay. Oh, and then, I loved you, and you left me. So I gotta get up early, and I'm moving
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Hardge Knocks Live with Mike Hardball Hardge.
Good morning, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, D-Town, and wherever you may be listening. This is the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. Hour number 2 on a way back Wednesday edition of the Hard Knocks Life. Hour number 1 was fun-filled and action-packed, and hour number 2 will be the exact same way. We got my man Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman sitting in. We'll have Jim Nagy of the Reese's Senior Bowl coming up after Danny. And, of course, we got Billy Lucci of Tex Ags coming on. Wow, that's going to be a fun segment right there. But joining me right now, as he did the last segment, is my man Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. And, Danny, you and I have been friends for quite some time. We've talked a lot about the changes at the University of Texas. I speak on it. You write on it. This is a huge move for Texas joining the SEC along with Oklahoma. But college football as a whole has been on a totally different level. The changes, NIL, the expectations, the money that is involved behind the scenes for the universities. And everybody's been talking about this realignment. Greg Sankey was asked about possibly adding more teams. He says he doesn't recruit, he doesn't go out, but he does listen. Are we on the verge of, I've been asking everybody this, are we on the verge of 2 super conferences like the NFC and the AFC of the NFL?
I mean,
aren't we there now, though?
I think we're pretty much there now. It kind of seems, obviously, with Florida State and Clemson in that mess, that maybe that's the direction. Although maybe the Big 12 tries to make it a three-way race and get as many spare parts as they possibly can. But I mean, I think the boats left the station. We saw what happened to the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever that.
Pac-2.
Pac-2 now. And 10 years ago, that conference seemed indestructible. I mean, I don't think anyone would have seen this happening to them a few years ago. So we'll see. As long as Montana, my beloved Montana Grizzlies, stay FCS and don't get coaxed into joining this mess, I'll be happy. But it's definitely interesting, I guess, if you're a Texas fan or an A&M fan, if you're on here to listen to Billy in a few minutes, you can feel at least secure that your spot is safe, regardless of what happens. But yeah, I'm sure there's some schools out there sweating, kind of wondering what exactly is going to happen in a few years.
Yeah, and it's all been an interesting turn of events when you start to looking at the movement in college athletics. We talk about football a lot because that's the one that drives the bus, but you're also looking at all the other sports that are involved in this. We're looking at the ACC now having SMU, Cal, and Stanford. What's happening with the volleyball team when they're having to travel cross country? Are they going to meet at a neutral site and nobody get home games and be at the central time zone? I mean, this whole thing of big business, I get it. It's the way of the world. But don't remember in the very beginning, everybody was talking about, well, we can't do it because of the athletes. Now look at where we are.
I think we're going to find out, especially with some of those schools like Stanford and Cal, like how much those degrees mean. Because if I'm a student athlete, a Stanford degree and a Cal degree is great to have, but I don't think I'd be wanting to sign up for this midweek soccer trips to go play Florida State, even though Florida State may be leaving, or Virginia Tech, or some of these ACC schools. That just seems like a lot of wear and tear and a mental grind. So we're going to see, just how much these athletes want those degrees, and a school like SMU too. I mean, some of it's just insane, but the fact of the matter is, these administrators don't care about the volleyball team. They don't care about the women's basketball team or the soccer team or probably even the baseball team. Men's basketball and football, they drive the bus, and I'm sure they're not going to be driving buses. They're going to be those sports are going to be flying quite nice charters, and they'll probably try to minimize the damage with some of those sports and do some neutral site meetups and all that stuff. But I would not like to be an athlete on the West Coast having to fly across the country in the middle of the week for a conference game, against a conference foe. I mean, USC Rutgers sounds absolutely insane to me, but that's the future we live in with the Big Ten.
Yeah, and that's funny that you bring that up. Traveling to Rutgers to go out to a game is just like, wait, where were we at? And then USC, Oregon, and now to your point about what you said about the Pac-2. What's going to happen with those schools? Do they integrate into the Mountain West? Do they become one of those teams that try to back in to the Big 12? Are they just going to be an island and be an independent like Notre Dame was?
I mean, if I were them, I would hold out
To the highest bidder.
Hope that the ACC collapses, or the Big 12 decides to give them a call in a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't want to drop down to the Mountain West. Nothing against the Mountain. Actually, a lot of stuff against the Mountain West. But it would be tough to go from the Pac-12 down to a mid-major. But yeah, they're definitely just kind of out there on an island, and I don't think Washington State and Oregon State are the most attractive schools. I don't know if people are knocking down their doors to get to Corvallis and in Pullman, but those administrators get paid a lot of money to figure this stuff out, so they gotta find out some kind of plan.
No doubt about it. Danny, before I let you go, man, because it looks like the chaos is about to start. We got a couple players walking through here and a lot of security as well, it seems to be. My question to you is this: what do you expect to hear from Coach Sark and the players today from the University of Texas?
Probably the exact same stuff we've been hearing since spring. Steve is he's pretty straightforward. I don't think he's going to deviate too much from his message that he's been given, regardless of the questions he's throwing out this weekend. Quinn is pretty media savvy. Jade is media savvy, although he's entertaining and
very entertaining.
Kelvin may be the most green of the players they brought here, so maybe he'll say some interesting stuff about barbecue or playing in the trenches in the SEC. So. I would not expect to see too many headlines out of anything these players say. Texas does a good job of training them, and we've been talking to them, all spring, especially with Steve and Quinn. It'll be nice to see Jade because he was injured during the spring, so we didn't get to talk to him in a media setting, and I think we may have talked to Kelvin once. So it'll be nice to get a little time with those guys.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Texas Longhorns will be here this afternoon. Looks like Alabama's rolling through here. Mississippi State, and of course, Florida Gators all in the house. Danny, as always, man, I appreciate you taking the time with me, and we'll be back on schedule next week. Now that we're at Media Days, that means that football is getting closer and closer, and the beat goes on.
I need to take a little break. I'm ready for it.
No doubt about it. There he is, Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman, joining me on the Hard Knocks Life. When we come back, Jim Nagy of the Reese's Senior Bowl will be joining us right here on the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
This report is brought to you by Salvation Army's Day of Giving, August 21st. Get more details at salvationarmyaustin.org.
A couple major issues right now on the northbound side of 35. Right at Palmer, still got those two left lanes taken up right now by a couple stalled 18-wheelers. Expect slowdowns building all the way back past Breaker, where we see another issue northbound 35, right at Breaker, a stalled vehicle block in the center lane. That will be adding to the slowdowns in the area. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check around your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Get great savings on all your favorite items at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get half gallons or 12-count cups of Bluebell ice cream for $4.97 each, and Lucerne 18-count large eggs or General Mills cereal, selected varieties, for $1.77 each.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Lenovo. I wasn't sure what tech my business needed.
I wasn't sure what tech my business needed.
So I decided on my own.
So I went to Lenovo.com for expert advice.
My solution was a bad fit.
Our new tech is the perfect fit for our team.
When every decision matters, join Lenovo Pro, Lenovo's free membership program at Lenovo.com, and unlock new AI experiences with Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next?
Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to inventhelp.com to get your free inventors information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at inventhelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors receive more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. inventhelp.com.
Imagine this. You're in the Mercedes-Benz C-Class sedan, and with the touch of a biometric finger sensor, the vehicle knows your profile, responds with your preferences. The ambient lighting shifts to reflect your mood. The Burmeister 3D surround sound system plays your favorite song. And AI-assisted MBUX technology responds to your every ask. Now stop imagining. The Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are here. Offers hard to imagine, vehicles impossible to forget. Experience a variety of vehicles, each with the state-of-art technology that fits your driving style and personal taste. So, whichever vehicle you choose, it'll drive like a dream. Discover exceptional offers on vehicles like the CLE Coupe, E-Class Sedan, C-Class Sedan, CLE Cabriolet, only at Mercedes-Benz. Dream Day is going on now through September 3rd. Learn more at mbusa.com/dream and drive off in the car of your dreams.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Back to the Hardge Knocks Live with Mike Hardge on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Watch the show live on Facebook and YouTube each morning. Now here's Mike Hardball Hardge.
You know, when you come to SEC Media Days, it's deep time for football season. And if you're going to talk to any type of football, you definitely got to talk to the man that helps these guys achieve their dreams of getting to the NFL. We're joined by Jim Nagy, Executive Director of the Reese's Senior Bowl. And Jim, I want to thank you first off for joining us today because this is big time right here. That means football season is really, really close when you get to media days. But I wanted to talk to you exactly about the Senior Bowl because last year the Texas Longhorns did some unbelievable things, some things that hadn't happened in a while, and that's sending a ton of guys to the NFL. Coach Sark has always talked about development. It's been a problem at the University of Texas for quite some time. How special do you think that felt last year with all those invitations that you were able to hand out to the University of Texas?
Yeah, man, Sark's done an unbelievable job. I was out there for a practice in August. I forget which part, but it was early. It was fairly early in August. And they had a night scrimmage inside the stadium. I think Sark told me they did it for like their big NIL boosters and stuff. So it was a great practice to watch. And I knew leaving the stadium that day they were going to be good. Like who's going to sit here and say that I knew they were going to go to the playoff, but I knew they were going to be good. I mean, A.D. Mitchell had a big night in the stadium that night. Jordan Whittington had a bunch of catches. The Corey Quinn looked great. So, yeah, I mean, they're recruiting better. They're developing better. They're doing a good job in the portal. You look at the Nyblack and Isaiah Bond, the two guys they got from Alabama. Those are two big-time playmaker gets that they stole from a rival.
Yep.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. I wish we would have got more of those guys to Mobile. With the linebacker we had committed, and he couldn't come with an injury. And
yep.
Jedi Barron, we'd accepted an invite. They got him to go back to school, which is cool. We can circle back this year and get him. But yeah, it was a really good year. It was for us. The big one to get was Big T Sweat. It was good to have him in Mobile, and he saw it through the whole week and practiced really hard and played well in the game. So, yeah, it was a good year, man. It was a really good year.
And it's an exciting time, especially with the transformation of going from the Big 12, then getting into the SEC, and now the conversations continue to happen. The movement continues to happen. It's a fun time as you start to look at everything that's happening. And then you look at some of the players that Texas has right now. There's some exciting young players, but there's some guys that are on that cusp that have a moment. How are some of the guys reacting to these situations as we make those moves?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're doing all our summer work right now. I'm cheating right now, man.
No, that's fine. You're allowed to cheat.
I'm looking down at my phone just to see how many draftable grades we have at Texas. So all those yellow names are guys we have draftable grades on, which it's a pretty long list.
And you mentioned Jade Barron, another guy that's got some experience. You're going to circle back to have him here. You look at, obviously, Kelvin Banks is not going to be a senior, but there's some talented
we can bring juniors now.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's true.
We can go after Banks, and Alfred Collins is a guy that we liked last year. So no, I'm just looking at this list, a lot of guys. But it's important that we do the junior work on these guys, the summer work, just so we have a good frame of reference of going into their senior years. But then you wipe it clean. We got to go into their senior years. Guys get a lot better. Some guys get better, some guys get worse. We had a case a couple of years ago where we invited a defensive lineman from a Power 5 school, big school, and he chose to go back to school for NIL money. And last year he didn't get an invite. Oh. He called me. He was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Well, you didn't have as good a year, and it's a deeper D-line class. Sorry."
Yeah.
It is what it is. So we're going in fresh for this year, and we owe it to these players. They've all worked their butts off. They've been 12 more months in the weight room and on the field with their coaches. So yeah, it's going to be a clean slate once we hit the fall.
We're talking to Jim Nagy, executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl, and there's so much that has been involved with it and how the people are always dealing with it. You go across the country, you got people everywhere that are sending you names. How do you pilfer through all those names and kind of watch the film to get people on?
Well, that was the big thing when I got to the Senior Bowl. It's going on our 7th game. It's flown by, man.
Yeah.
But one of the goals was to kind of pull back the curtain on the Senior Bowl and let people see, because everyone wondered, how do these players get picked? What's the process? And 7 years ago, when you pulled back the curtain, there wasn't a lot to show.
Right.
To the point, we didn't have tape in the office. The NFL wasn't giving us access to tape.
Gotcha.
So we had to jump through hoops to get that done. So we just got done hiring our scouting staff for this year. I kind of get a new staff every year. I get guys that get let go in the NFL. You work in football long enough, man, you're gonna get fired.
You know exactly about it.
That ball's shaped the way it's shaped, and it ain't gonna bounce your way every year. So yeah, we got a great staff this year. We got 11 guys all over the country. We don't have a budget like an NFL team. We're not $1 billion operation. We're frankly a mom and pop shop,
right.
And so we got to have guys all over the country that can drive to games on Saturdays. That's the big thing for us. We got 2 guys in Texas. We just hired the guy that was the pro director of the Houston Texans last year. Another guy that was the scout for the Miami Dolphins. So we'll have great access to Texas.
Yep.
We'll have multiple guys through Texas and seeing those players. So that's how we do it. It's all experienced guys that know what they're looking at. They've been paid. They're paid professionals. These guys have been paid for their opinions before.
Right.
And they've got their network of guys. Like I got my network. They have their network. So collectively, last year, our staff had 200 years of NFL experience. So, I mean, that's valuable when you get into a process and we're not going to be able to get everywhere. We're going to try to see everyone in a game, but we're not in schools every day.
Right.
So character information, our goal is to get every player drafted. Every guy, it doesn't happen that way. Right.
That's anything.
That's the hard part. When you're picking your roster in November and the draft isn't until April, We don't know who's going to run fast at the combine. We don't know all the character stuff. So that's why in sport we have NFL scouts, is that we do talk to all the guys in the league. And if there's a guy that's had some character stuff and he's not going to get drafted, we'll probably stay away from that guy.
Right.
So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with the process right now.
Well, I like the fact that you do so much of that background work and you got some boots on the ground, as we like to say, because sometimes the grassroots of it all is where you start to find those diamonds in the rough. And there's a lot of guys that might have been missed early, but you find them and they get that opportunity to come out there and shine.
Well, here's the deal, man. Like if we weren't watching the tape and doing it the right way and had our process, then politics get involved.
Absolutely.
Then, again,
just like the kid calling you and saying, "Hey man, what happened? Why you didn't get me in?"
Right.
Yep.
So it's, then you're listening to agents and you're doing favors for agents. You're doing favors for coaching, buddies in coaching. If for 25 years of scouting in the NFL, like I've got a lot of friends in coaching. Like I just saw Jeff Lebby over there, the new head coach at Mississippi State. I hadn't seen Jeff since he was the pro liaison at Baylor when RG3 was. I was working for the Chiefs who needed a quarterback. I went to Waco twice that fall to see RG3 play, and I just congratulated him. I'm like, dude, you've come so. You were the last time I saw you. You were the pro liaison at Baylor. Now you're a head coach in the SEC.
Yep.
But I've got a lot of friends, so they'll call me and talk to me about their players. But then I have to be able to watch the tape and be like, Coach, I hear you. But like, we don't have him that high because of this reason.
Gotcha.
This is why we don't like him as much as maybe, where you think he is, and have those conversations just to strip all that, BS, for lack of a better term. And again, are we going to be right every time? No, we're not going to bat 1,000. But at least I believe in our process. And I think we're doing it the right way.
I was going to say your track record has been proven to be a pretty doggone good process, and the opportunities. That's the main thing, because as well as I do. I was telling you just a little while ago about my baseball career. You've been doing this since you were a little kid, and you finally get an opportunity to achieve that goal, that ultimate goal. Where did I mess up along the way? What am I doing wrong? How can you tell me that I can get to this level if I correct this, or I learn how to do this? Are some of those conversations being had? Because you just mentioned it. I've got some guys calling me, but I'm like, hey, this is why I don't like this particular player, but we can get them the right way.
Yeah, the biggest thing with the players, like people have asked me, what's your main function here? I mean, it's to do some of what we're doing now and talk about the game and promote the game. But really, I'm here trying to recruit these players.
Yep.
Like I had a conversation with Luther Burden yesterday. A great receiver.
Great looking wide receiver. Yeah.
Yeah, man, really athletic guy. Probably going to be a first-round draft pick. But we had 3 receivers go in the first round last year, and I told him, like, we didn't get a single junior receiver in the game last year. Like A.D. Mitchell, we could have got. Worthy, we could have got. We didn't get any of those guys. And I told him, like, listen, I feel like our game matters more for those guys than even late round picks that can make multiple round jumps. Like last year we had Braden Fisk from Florida State. He was going to be a 4th or 5th round pick. He goes 39 overall to the Rams. That's a massive jump. But I told Luther, I'm like, Luther, let's just say you're going to be the 20th pick in the draft. If you can get to like 13 or 14, where that is in the draft, like that's millions of dollars.
That's big money right there.
And why it matters, why to me, for all these players, I'm not trying to disparage the scouting community, because that was me. I was a scout. I never got in the big GM chair. I was a scout. But it's meaningful, man. When these GMs and head coaches, the guys that are going to be making the picks in April, when they're done on the field with you for 3 days, that's more impactful for them rather than just me coming into a draft room and saying, you know what, like, this is what I think about T'Vondre Sweat. This is what the coaches say at the school. This is what I saw at practice. But when the GM has seen that for 3 days in practice, and he's seen Big T Sweat put his hands on people and what that looks like,
move furniture around,
then you know what I'm saying? Then if you're the GM, you're like, I've seen that for myself. Like, I don't need people to tell me about T'Vondre Sweat. I've seen it. So to me, that's why our game's important.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We want to continue. I want to ask you one more question about the University of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to develop. They continue now to develop. They continue to move the needle. What do you think about them joining the SEC, them and Oklahoma?
Well, it's going to expand their recruiting footprint. I mean, but they're Texas, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're one of the big name brands in college football, but still now they can go into Alabama and Florida, and the parents will know, you know what, I'm going to be able to see my son play. Yeah. It's going to be easier. I just you look at some of the other leagues. I'm a Big Ten guy. I went to Michigan, and it's just weird that we've got like Oregon and Washington, USC.
Very well. UCLA.
This expansion makes sense, right?
Gotcha.
I think Commissioner Sankey said it best. It's a contiguous thing. I mean, you go from Louisiana now right over to Oklahoma and Texas. It just makes sense. But yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for the SEC. I mean, you're bringing in Texas and Oklahoma. That's a big deal. But for Texas, and I think Sark would tell you, I mean, he's going to be able to go into Alabama where he used to coach. He's got good ties in that state with a lot of the high school coaches, and be like, yeah, come to Texas. Like your parents will, we'll be coming to Auburn to play. We'll be coming to Tuscaloosa to play. They'll be able to see you, easier. So, no, I think it's beneficial for the league, and I think it's beneficial for both the schools.
There he is, the executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl, my man Jim Nagy, coming on and bringing the heat. I want to thank you for joining me today, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
we're going to stay in touch. I'll see you when you come to Austin because we're going to be around.
Yeah, good. Sounds good.
Yeah, appreciate it. When we come back, we got my man Billy Lucci of Texags. Ooh, buckle up, Austin, Texas. You already know what that's going to be about right here on the Hard Knocks Live on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Craig Way. Join us in congratulating Craig Way on winning the Texas Sportscaster of the Year award. Say goodnight to it. Caught it. Touchdown, Texas. Craig is so nice, he's won it twice. God, let's go. Ball game. Listen to the Craig Way Show weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
This report is brought to you by Salvation Army's Day of Giving, August 21st. Get more details at salvationarmyaustin.org.
Good morning. We have an accident still working right now. Northbound 35 right at Palmer. 2 left lanes remain blocked. That's causing delays reaching all the way back past Breaker, where we see another issue on the northbound side of 35. The center lane will be blocked right at Breaker, and that's slowing things down back past 183. I'm Ryan Silva. That's a check around your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Get great savings on all your favorite items at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get half gallons or 12-count cups of Bluebell ice cream for $4.97 each, and Lucerne 18-count large eggs or General Mills cereal, selected varieties for $1.77 each.
This summer, it's rosé all day at Cover 3 and Cover 2. Enjoy a refreshing glass of Dow Rosé for just $8 all day, every day, all summer long. Available at all locations. Cheers to the endless summer vibes at Cover 3 and Cover 2.
Injectable TRT messes with your family jewels. Double your testosterone with one daily oral dose. Testosterone Protocol by MaximusTribe.com uses a non-suppressive powerhouse blend that increases testosterone up to 2 times. Enhance your mood, improve your body comp, boost your energy, maintain fertility without deflating those jewels at MaximusTribe.com. Get $100 off Testosterone Protocol using code RADIO100 on MaximusTribe.com. Results may vary and outcomes are not guaranteed. Claims have not been reviewed by the FDA, and Maximus does not claim to treat or prevent disease.
With all the uncertainty in the economy, the pre-election wobbles. Is my money really safe? That's when I discovered the power of a gold IRA from Noble Gold Investments. It's a tangible asset that can help protect your wealth when times get tough. And with Noble Gold Investments, it was so easy to roll over my existing IRA into a self-directed gold IRA. Their experts guided me through every step. I've diversified my retirement portfolio with something real. Don't wait for the election uncertainty to threaten your financial security. Vote for the timeless safety of gold and silver in 2024. Oh, and hear this. They're giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account. Just visit noblegoldinvestments.com now and use the promo code TRUMP. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Cam found out that group chats between different phones aren't private
or
encrypted. Thank you. We only text in code.
Yes, which I created. I created a code.
Yes. Which can be a little annoying.
Wait, was that your attempt at the code?
You already forgot the code, didn't you?
I should have written it down.
The place to safely send messages between different devices. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon. Always building.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things that you love? Bone-on-bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders? Hey, it's Mike Hardball Hardge, and there's an exciting new cellular therapy that can help you get lasting relief. That's right, folks. QC Kinetics is helping patients just like you every day. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. I'm talking cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move free again. They've helped so many people here already and tens of thousands more around the country. If you're living with chronic joint pain or arthritic injuries, make sure you reach out to QC Kinetics. That's right. Learn how QC Kinetics can treat pain and enhance your joints and restore your mobility and give you long-term relief. All you got to do is call 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303 with locations in Austin and Round Rock.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather calling for partly cloudy skies, a high near 100, mostly cloudy tonight, a low in the upper 70s. Thursday, a chance of scattered thunderstorms, a high in the mid-90s.
This report is sponsored by Davis Law Firm.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, Austin, San Antonio, 444-4444. Attorney consultation by appointment only.
With NFL news happening around the clock, you'll never be left on the outside looking in on the Insiders Podcast, featuring myself, Tom Pelissero, along with Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo, Judy Batista, and NFL Network's team of experts. The Insiders has you covered with up-to-the-minute news from around the league, detailed team reports, and analysis that only the Insiders can deliver. Listen to the Insiders Podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search the Insiders, then start listening.
If you like true crime, check out the new podcast, Good Assassins, Hunting the Butcher. Part spy story, part detective case, it's the true tale of a secret mission to hunt down a savage Nazi murderer and assassinate him, delving deeply into the pulse-pounding undercover operation. Listen to Good Assassins, Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Join the hunt.
The Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. We're back to the Hardge Knocks Live on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone with Mike Hardge. Follow Hardge on Twitter and Instagram at Hardball Hardge.
When you talk football in the SEC and you talk football, period, you have to call audibles. So I had to call an audible. I know we were talking about Billy Lucci of Texags, but no. I had to make a move. I had to get my homeboy, the one, the only, Lance Taylor. My man has been doing it for a while, and he is Mr. SEC. You will hear him throughout the year as we get ready to take this first step in the SEC action. Lance, what's happening, my brother?
Hardge, man, good to see you. I saw you at the bar the other night.
Yes,
watching
sir.
a home run derby. Always fun, and it is so different in Dallas this year. To think we've got 16 teams in this league, Oklahoma and Texas coming in. Man, we were going through the schedule just week to week, and it's a grind, but can't wait, man. Just great games everywhere, incredible storylines, and always fun to hang out with you.
Oh,
I
for
love
sure.
the hat, man. I think I don't know if I could pull that off.
I think you could.
We just had Jalen Milroe on, and I was telling him, I was like, there was a day when I was doing SEC Media Days where guys would come in. You could tell they'd just been to Men's Warehouse. The suit didn't fit. It still had tags on it. It was the first suit they'd ever worn. He chose from 3 different ones today. He was like, I had a colored one that kind of popped. He was like, I had a tan and I've got the black that was clean. So I went with the black. He's also got a chain.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently he's got a guy, he said, Scooby in Atlanta does his jewelry. And apparently his nickname in high school was Meal Ticket, but it's all the way across. I mean, it's nip to nip.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. And that's the thing about this. You know, you've seen the evolution of this because you've been in the heart of SEC country. You and I first met at the Georgia-Alabama National Championship game probably about 8 years ago.
Yep.
When Tua hit Devontae Smith in that end zone. We had a great time. And now you're looking at a new league with new teams with all kinds of experience. But the one thing that always happens is, you said it, week to week is an NFL grind. And now you just added Texas and Oklahoma. What's the vibe in Alabama and on your show about Texas and Oklahoma coming into the conference?
I do think people, because it got announced
And I'm like, okay, give me a song. And then she plays No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn. I'm like, I'm thinking, what kind of stuff do you listen to? I've been YouTubing this fella, so I'm up to speed. The No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
while supplies the most reliable fence company in Central Texas. Viking Fence does gorgeous work, from simple privacy fences to custom projects. Their quality is unmatched. Viking is the only fence company with their own facility where they custom cut.
And I
because we got him.
Yeah, well, you did. And look, Isaiah Bond's got a ton of upside. Will he be the next Xavier Worthy?
We don't know.
We have no idea.
Yep.
But that's been the big question mark for Alabama. You think about for that run when at one point you had Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, and Jalen Waddle on the field at the same time.
Yep.
It's
ridiculous.
Just insane talent, from Julio Jones all the way to Jamison Williams and John Mechie. But when those guys left, there haven't been championships.
Right.
And I think there was a correlation with big time receivers. And I just don't know if Alabama's got that right now. They went out and they got Ryan Williams, who's a 5-star receiver coming out in high school, but will he make that impact year one? We'll see. Jeremy Bernard came over from Washington. They've got Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice. They've got some guys, but is anybody going to be a frontline guy like they've had in the past?
No, it's going to be very interesting to see. Lance, tell everybody what you got going on, because I'm going to have you on for Lance's Locks, but you're also Next Round Live. You and your crew, Jim and Ryan, have been doing this for quite some time, and I appreciate your work, but tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. We are Next Round Live. You can download the app. We can be consumed 12 different platforms. We were with Cumulus, the radio family, for combined 80 years, I think, forever. And in 2021, we started our own platform. So Next Round Live and lanceslock.com. We had the National League. Oops, last night. How do you blow a 3-run lead with that type of pitching? Like, you're supposed to be able to just dominate.
Right.
Just let Skeens go the whole game. The 3 spot is all we needed, and that game was over, right?
We called it scripted last night because we actually went to the All-Star game last night. And when they got that 3-run home run by by Shohei, we decided we're like, they're going to come back. They're going to make this game happen. And, of course, that's exactly what
happened, man. I mean, and let me ask you this, being a baseball guy, though. I mean, Skeens, as long as that arm holds up, I don't see any way he doesn't have a Hall of Fame career. Would you agree?
I agree 100%. We've got a chance. I got a chance to see him up close and personal.
He's a big dude, right?
When he first was with Air Force, they came to Dish Falk Field, got a chance to see him. When he went to LSU, their first tournament of the year, I was covering for D1 baseball, and I got a chance to stand in that dugout and interview him. And he is all of 6'6". He's got a size 16 shoe, and his warm up is so meticulous that if he can stay within what he's doing, this dude is going to be one of the greatest pitchers, and I mean this sincerely, that we have ever seen, because his makeup, he was in the Air Force. He's in the Air Force.
So
he said when he's done, he's going back to the Air Force.
So he's got discipline. He's intelligent.
Yes. And he's got a hot girlfriend.
He's got a hot girlfriend who's got a ton of money.
Yeah.
When you think about a power couple that are 22 and under, and they probably have like a $12 million net worth already with his signing bonus and their Fiore deals and stuff. Man, to be young and rich.
Oh, man. I remember those days. They're so far behind us, I can't remember it all.
Hey, how big are his hands, though, Skeen?
Oh, they're like an offensive lineman.
So he's like throwing a pool ball.
Yes. And that's why it comes out like an aspirin and nobody can see it.
No.
There he is, my man Lance Taylor of Next Round Live. Lance is locked. Make sure you tune in to it. We'll be back to close out the show and send you over to Dan Patrick right here on the Hard Knocks Life on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
If you're in the market for a wood fence for your home or business, Viking Fence is the right choice for you. Viking Fence has been in business for over 50 years and takes pride in being the most reliable fence company in Central Texas. Viking Fence does gorgeous work, from simple privacy fences to custom projects. Their quality is unmatched. Viking is the only fence company with their own facility where they custom cut red cedar, the most durable and attractive of fence materials, and offer 3 grades of fence pickets, one for every budget. Compare their lumber against the big box stores. And there is no comparison on quality and price. So whether Viking installs your fence or you're doing it yourself, Viking Fence will ensure your satisfaction. Excellent work, great service, and an honest reputation. Call Viking Fence today at 837-6411 for a free estimate, or visit their wood fence galleries at vikingfence.com. When you think fence, think Viking.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Experience no-stress savings at Henna Chevrolet.
I was looking for a new Silverado and just assumed I'd get the same deal wherever I went. But after one extremely pushy dealership that wouldn't budge on price without talking to multiple managers, I went to Henna and was shocked at how friendly and easygoing they were. Plus, I saved thousands and actually enjoyed the experience.
Low pressure, lower price. HennaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
At 12 Oaks Dental, we're not just about teeth,
we're about your total health. With over 730 five-star reviews on Google, our patients trust us for exceptional service and comprehensive dental care. Don't just take our word for it. Experience it yourself. Schedule a new patient appointment today and score a complimentary bacteria test and consultation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to prioritize your health. Visit 12oaksdental.com to schedule your appointment. 12 Oaks Dental, Austin's complete health dentist.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but you grew up and things changed. Well, it's time to put it back on your list. Innovative things are happening in teaching today, and you can be a part of it.
Make more. Teach. Visit teach.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Want to send a message to Hardball Hardge? Text the word Texas, followed by your message to 815-40. Store your data and message rates may apply. Now back to the Hardge Knocks Live on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
What a day, what a day, what a day, man. This has been everything that I thought it was going to be. Texas, Mississippi State, Alabama, and, of course, who, Cam?
Texas. The one and only Texas.
The one and only Texas Longhorns. Florida, the Gators.
Do you need some, like, Gatorade, some Powerade? I mean, you've been running all morning long, man.
I've been running hot, man. I've been running hot. It's been a good time.
Take a breath.
And that's the thing about these types of meetings and everything that goes on. When you get a chance to come here, it's a new network of people. You're going to run into each other. You heard my man Lance Taylor talking about watching the home run derby on Monday night and how everybody was in there mingling. You and I got a chance, I, and Craig Way got a chance to go to the All-Star game last night. What an experience. Shout out to my boy Barrett Nicholson for getting that taken care of for us, driving us around, pretty much our Uber, but definitely a good time. I got a chance to see some former players. I got a chance to see my former manager. And by the way, I want to put this out there. I talked to his wife, Coach Joust. Billy Joust got a chance to throw to Pete Alonso the other night. And he's been throwing to Pete Alonso for multiple times. And the funny thing about it is Pete Alonso praises him. And this is, you know how you and I were talking about StatCast and how we don't like it and we don't want to look at all this stuff. She came up to me last night. She said, I don't want to make this a story, Mike. I don't want to make this a story. But my question is, I want to see what his hot spot was yesterday. I want to see, and because we didn't want to look at the home runs. We didn't want to look at all that stuff. We wanted to see if his hot zone was popular and was David throwing in the right spot. I said, yeah, it looked like he was throwing in the right spot. He's just been struggling at the plate. It is not Coach Joust's fault. But, man, oh, man, what a great time. We had a lot of great guests this week. We're going to continue the conversations tomorrow. We've got a lot going on today. Texas Longhorns will be here in effect. You will hear some sound bites tomorrow from the Texas Longhorns. You'll be hearing from Billy Lucci. We're going to get with him. We had to make an adjustment. He got double booked, and I told him that's fine. You will hear from Mr. Texags himself. He actually is not that bad, folks. He's not that bad. We've had a good time getting to know each other. So
he looks like Theo Vaughn.
Well, you and I were talking about it. I told you who he was when he walked in, and you said, I thought he was a country and western singer. I was like, yeah, and he's a lot bigger than what I thought. Size, what, height? I thought I was like, damn, did he play offensive line? I got to do some more research on this guy. But we had such a great time. I want to thank George Teague of the Dallas Cowboys, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, and Roll Damn Tide for jumping on with us today. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, always a great interview. Lance Taylor, Lance's Lock of Next Round Live for kicking it with me today. And, of course, I want to thank my man Khalil I want to thank Kim. I want to thank Terry Fox. I just want to thank everybody because this is a great, great experience. I'm happy to be here. I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Eric Henry of Horns 24/7 will be on with us. We'll have so many more conversations, a lot of sound about the Texas Longhorns football team because guess what, folks? They are in the house. I want to see what the drip look like on the clothes over here for the Texas Longhorns. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be better tomorrow. Thanks, Khalil, for what you've been doing back at the home front. And, of course, thank Cam for what he's doing here. It's your boy Hardball Hardge of the Hardge Knocks Life. Make sure you remember this. Don't believe everything you see because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBETAM Austin, an iHeart radio station.